Hello everybody, I'm Kat the PetStreet vet, and we're making this video today to tell you about some of the dangers over the Christmas period for your pets. We certainly see a lot of pets come in over the festive season with problems that have been directly related to the festivities themselves, and if you know about them, most of them are extremely easily preventable. One of the most common, the most dangerous and also the most easily preventable problems we see over the Christmas period is dogs who have been poisoned by eating chocolate. Cocoa solids are poisonous to dogs. They're extremely toxic. They can cause symptoms ranging from agitation, palpitation to fitting, liver damage, kidney damage and heart damage as well, and in the worst cases it can be fatal. So the bottom line is, do not feed your dogs chocolate ever, but obviously in most houses there's more of it around during the Christmas period. The basic rule is the posher the chocolate, the more dangerous it is, because it's the chocolates with the high percentage of cocoa solids that will do the most damage. A bar of 70% cocoa solids is fatal to most dogs of a size. If you are worried that your dog has eaten chocolate, the first thing you should do is call your vet with the packaging of the chocolate to hand, because the vet will want to know how much chocolate the dog has eaten and what the percentage of cocoa solids in that chocolate is. Chocolates like Cadbury's and Galaxy actually have quite a low cocoa solid content and are quite high in milk and cream. They're not so dangerous as the 70% stuff, but you must always call the vet when your dog has eaten even a small amount to just check that things hopefully are okay. If your dog has eaten too much, the first thing you must do is take them straight to the vets. The vets will make them vomit. The more chocolate they vomit back, the less that's going to be in their system. But some cases who are badly affected do need to be hospitalised, put on drips, and in some cases sedated as well. And like I say, in the worst case scenario, it can be fatal. So over the Christmas period, no chocolate for dogs unless it's special doggy chocolate. Keep chocolate out of reach. They will get through a box, they can smell it, put it in the cupboard, put it up high. And also, don't forget the chocolate on the tree. That's one that's all under the tree. That's one that we forget about, but the doggies will smell it and eat it if they can. Staying on the subject of Christmas food, of which there is a lot about at that time of year, which is one of the reasons why I love it, is obviously Christmas dinner. Now, it's incredibly tempting to be sharing this fabulous food that we're having with our pets, both with dogs and cats. And yeah, that's fine, they can have some, but what you have to remember is their digestive systems are not as good as ours at coping with unexpected, very rich food. And nobody wants to be clearing up vomit and diarrhea on Christmas Day. So, if you are going to share Christmas dinner with your pets, make sure you stick to lean meat, no gravy, and just a few vegetables. But obviously the best thing to do, the safest thing to do, is to just feed them their own dog and cat food. They don't know it's Christmas, they don't need special dinner. But by far the most important things is do not, under any circumstances, feed dogs or cats any sort of bones from the turkey. They can be extremely damaging to their guts and their intestinal system. And every year we will see at least a couple who need to be operated on to remove those bones. So please don't feed them bones. The second thing, and this isn't something that a lot of people know, is that raisins are extremely toxic to dogs. Too many raisins, and it doesn't have to be many, will cause dogs to go into what we call acute renal failure, which is basically sudden onset kidney failure. So, no Christmas cake, no Christmas pudding, and also no grapes for the dogs, okay? Christmas is a brilliant time for pussycats because basically someone has stuck a huge sparkly cat toy in the corner of the living room, and especially if you've got young cats, they will have great fun playing with all the baubles and the tinsel. But obviously you have to be careful. Be careful with any glass baubles, any baubles or tree decorations with little bits that they could chew or fall off. Sometimes if you have young, lively animals, then the best thing to do is just to abandon the posh baubles for a few years till they get a bit older and more sedate and it's a little bit safer. The other thing to remember is we see the odd problem at Christmas with tinsel and cats. Cats find tinsel incredibly fascinating and will play with it and roll with it and chew with it. But what can happen is the small fronds of tinsel can get stuck in and around the back of the cat's mouths. The main symptoms of that would be coughing and sneezing profusely, maybe some obvious swallowing motions because they have this irritant at the back of their throat. Unfortunately, it's very common and it always requires an anaesthetic to remove it from the back of the throat, and most vets will do that with an endoscope with a little camera and a grabber. So do take care, keep the tinsel up high, or again, if you've got curious pussycats, just abandon it for a few years. Christmas is a fabulous time for socialising for us. There's visitors around, our houses tend to be very busy. Now, for the majority of pets, that's fine, they don't mind that. But if you have an animal, a dog or a cat, who is timid in nature and worried about strangers and visitors, you have to remember that this can be an extremely stressful time of year for them. So what you have to do is, if you have timid pets, make sure that they have an escape route away from the visitors when they come. Keep the cat flap open, let the cat go upstairs and hide in a bedroom. And if your pet is hiding away, don't drag them out and force them to be friendly to the visitors. They will just find it incredibly stressful. Just leave them be. If they're comfortable with them, that's great. But remember that not all pets will be. The other thing over the Christmas period is to remember that animals don't really understand that it's a special time of year. So do try, although it is difficult, to keep to their normal routine as possible. If your dog goes out for a walk twice a day, try to stick to that routine and work that around your extra social engagements and things like that, because your dogs will find it, quite unsettling if suddenly for a few days everything goes out of the window and it's all very different. Also, over Christmas and New Year in particular, there's a lot of fireworks about. They don't seem to stop from firework night onwards, basically, and lots of cats and dogs find them extremely stressful and frightening. There is a fact sheet in the fact sheet section about how to help your pets over the firework season to keep them safe and stop them from being scared. But basically, the basic rules are: find them somewhere quiet, calm and dark for them to hide. If you've got a dog and they've got a cage, let them sleep in that. If they're cowering behind the sofa, make that into a nice little den for them. Do not try and force them to face their fear of the fireworks. That will make it 10 times worse. If they're happy hiding, leave them there. And the other and the most important thing, and it is very difficult but it is important, if your pet is frightened of the fireworks, try not to comfort them. Because what that does is it praises the frightened behaviour. Your dog doesn't hear, "Good dog, don't be scared of the fireworks, they're fine." What your dog hears is, "Good dog, well done for being frightened, that's a good thing." So what you have to do is, when your dog is scared, it's difficult, but ignore them. Ignore the scared behaviour. It's not, they don't need to be scared. It's not something that is a good thing. But if they become braver, they creep out from behind the sofa and have a look, or they go to the window and want to investigate the noise, that's when you must praise the positive behaviour, because that's the bravery. The other thing that can help is do have a look into the Feelyway and the DAP diffusers that you can get. Again, they're available in the PetStreet shop. They release calming pheromone scents to dogs and to cats. We don't smell them, so that they're not a problem for us, which will again help them feel more secure and calm in their environment, and hopefully calm their stress levels down.